But that's only for us. This is for us. As for the Democrats,
And so I never really, I've never been an arsonist or a pyro or anything like that. I've never been that big into flags. But at this stage in the whole MAGA thing, I kind of want to burn a flag, see what happens.
well, that's because you're a Nazi. Now go stand in the corner. The rest of the Democrat Nazis. What did I say the order would be? I believe I said it would be Don, Blue Island.
Hello, Shaun.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, man? You've got the best radio show possible, man. Me and my girl, we listen to you every single day like it's church.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Now, hold on. Squirrel, cut that, copy it, put it in the promo. Thank you, Don.
Yeah, so, I mean, right now I'm at Oswego. Technically, I'm from Schiller Park, but I graduated Holy Cross. I know all your lingo. I worked at Cameo Towers. My cousin actually lived in the penthouse at Cameo Towers.
Ooh, that's some high class right there. Are you nuts? We used to go through the garage and try to take the hood ornaments off and the chromers off the tires. But go ahead.
Anyway, so the point of my phone call is I'm listening to this all day since 5 o'clock this morning on the news with Dan and all the rest of them. And they talk about Podesta retiring from FBI Chicago. And I'm thinking, well, and they report it like he was somebody special and did something.
Was his name isn't Podesta, but you're right. It's Italian, but I don't think it's Podesta. But I know who you're talking about, Meathead, who was he worked at the DEA or he worked in the Chicago cop drug task force. You did a splendid job. What was the drug distribution when you were on the task force, and what's the penalty? You go to the FBI. But yeah, I don't know if it's Podesta, but Squirrel Hands is looking at that. Go ahead.
Well, that's about it. That's really the whole thing.
Well, listen, I'll tell you something. As long as I just want the FBI. Can you guys maybe figure out that Mike Madigan and the Chicago Democrats are a mafia, and leave some bookmakers alone in Schiller Park? What do you think? We could figure that out, morons. So let's start small, Don. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that something is better than nothing.
That's right. Give your girl a kiss from me. Thanks for calling, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Holy Cross Squirrel, we used to play them in football. It was the only team we could consistently beat. Come on, Don. I'm kidding. Scott Willowbrook.
Evening, Shaun. How you doing?
Good, babe. How are you?
The day is over. I think I got most of the weekend off. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to go nuts.
Listen,
I'm going to go nuts. I don't like days off, let alone 3 in a row. Are you fracking crazy? Spend all day tomorrow driving, but go ahead.
Sean, a lot of ugly happens in this country, but celebrate it, man. Celebrate
I'm going to have the time of my life. Are you kidding me? I only know decent people. I don't know any Democrats. Go ahead.
Yeah. Listen, I called a couple weeks ago. I was mentioning like how, a lot of these politicians are all con men. I'm going to do a little something here. It's kind of a cut and paste, and this is going to be my example. Okay?
All right.
So all these new candidates that these Democrats are rolling out right now, they have to do it because they have no choice. How many of these people have been exposed, just like Joe Biden was, just like Kamala Harris was, when everybody realized Joe Biden was, an invalid.
Soiling his trousers?
Yeah, well, right. So they put Kamala in there, and they would listen to her talk, and they realized that was no good either. Nothing has changed. These people that they've rolled out there, they had to do it because of the same scenario. Nothing's changed. They're going to steal your money. That's all they want. They're trying to, they're talking a lot of BS, but nothing absolutely is going to change. And another thing I wanted to mention too, and I know you don't care. I don't care either, but this goes out to these Bears fans. I hope they understand, the Barack Obama Library downtown, was it built on 17 acres? Right?
Yeah.
Something like that down there?
Something crazy.
Okay.
It's built on public land, so it can never be foreclosed when they don't pay the bills. Go ahead.
Right. Well, and it won't be because they got the sweetheart deal. You know that, right? It's like $99 a year it's $10 a year for the next 99 years. So I hope.
I bet you he doesn't pay it. I'll bet you $5 he never pays it, the cheap bastard. Go ahead.
He probably won't. But that's all I'm calling to say. Nothing has changed. You're looking at the same thing that you were looking at 2 years ago.
I've got 2 great callers behind you, and I'm going to tell you this. Here's the difference. Here's what I think, right?
Okay.
They're a very small minority in this country, but they are in control of key counties and some key used-to-be cities, but nonetheless very, very small. The propagandists from East Coast to West Coast are saying the same regurgitated line of socialists are gaining strong, socialism is coming to, and here we're going to celebrate the 4th of July, which is the exact opposite of anything socialist. And why? We're the youngest and the richest country in the world, because we're not socialist. But it follows through with my last caller, Vera, because they have been laying quietly for years, cultivating their sales pitch of commie, Marxist, socialism, bulldunk. But what it really is government collectivism. It is what Vera and I were talking about. We're not combating just minor corruption. We are combating the Fourth Reich, the policies, the pandemic, all of it. A scheme to get us under the thumb. Here's what they don't anticipate. They don't anticipate me and you and Vera and the people listening to not just my show, but all the shows that are like my show, promoting and advocating for what made us the youngest, the richest, and the most successful. Capitalism and freedom.
I got one more thing I want to say to that, too, because these people are also killers. They're also killers. And there was a gentleman that helped our last election, and he put a lot of good work into it, and it made a big difference. And his name was Charlie Kirk, and he threatened them. And they went out there, and they put some metal into his neck.
Yeah.
Everybody saw it on film, and they took him out because he threatened them. And they knew that he was going to be a problem down the road. And I hope that the voters remember what they did, because that ultimately, that's how they have to pay back for what they did on that.
Well, here's the other thing too. You look at how they kill. They kill like the terrorists kill. They kill like cowards. They don't kill out in the daylight.
Absolutely.
They kill like cowards. They live like cowards. Their philosophy is that of cowardice. Their philosophy is because you're a coward. In fact, to be one, you can only be a coward. You can't stand up there like a man, like Charlie. You can't stand up there like a man, like us. They hide in the shadows, and they try to justify stealing other people's money, stealing their life. So listen, I don't think we should ever fear them. They're just a bunch of cowards. Now, can they kill one or two of us? It doesn't matter. Yes, they can, but that's not why you ever devolve into fear, because that's what they're hoped for. And that's the other thing you point out is why you have no obligation to them. None. You're going to take my money to pay for some scumbag rat pig who wants to kill her kid, some whore who shooting a needle in her arm, or smoking crack, baiting her kids. No, that's why socialism will never work in America. We're not obligated to the scum who would be traitors. We're only indebted because of ideology, and that's it. Thank you very much for the call. Mitchell, Desplains.
Hey, Shaun, Operation Paperclip is a fascinating topic. What people don't know is that after the Nuremberg trials, you have to realize there were multiple Hitlers, just like there were multiple Oswalds.
Well,
One
there's
of
a
the
Reich.
Hitlers ended up in
It's a Reich.
and he ended up moving to Argentina with other high official German soldiers that made deals with the United States. We also took some of their guys, the scientists, to Ford. We took them to Walt Disney. We took them into because Patton wanted to put the cannon right to Russia right after World War II. So
but wait a minute, stop right there. Stop right there. Why? Why did he want to go to World War II? People think it was just who? Good old Uncle Joe, that simpleton fraud FDR told you it was just Uncle Joe? You think it was just him? No. It was because Patton knew about the Azovs. When Vera and I were talking, how many people knew there was a concentration camp there? To this day, they celebrate Stefan Bandera, and we're paying all their bills right now. Why do you think nobody's mentioning Ukraine and Zelensky? We're paying their fracking bills. All their workers for the government, all their teachers. Listen, you and I both know it's a Reich. And where does it live? It lives in all of the colleges. What is the Skull and Bones? That's part of the Reich. They're socialists. Well, the establishment Republicans are socialists, just like the Nazis are. It's just they're arguing over nuance. That's all they're arguing. Mitchell, this is why we win. This is why we win. We know them. Yeah. It's not just two handsome devils on a radio and a third one named Dan in Hanover Park.
Hey, Shaun, that's Shaun Radio.
Thank you, babe.
Want to piggyback off of Mitchell there a little bit. Operation Paperclip. I want to know how much influence these people really did have on our culture coming on over here, because these people had access to
Prescott
politicians,
Bush,
government officials.
Prescott Bush was their banker. He went on to be a senator and the father of George W. Bush and George W. Bush. Prescott Bush had a son and a grandson who both became president. He was a banker for the Nazis and a senator after the scandal. You want to know about Operation Paperclip and the Nazis? It's the Bushes. What do you think of that? How's that for a bold statement?
I think that's incredible, especially when you look at the long game that a lot of our other enemies play, like the Chinese and the Russians with the spies here. They just send in all their termites, just hollowing out the frame to tear our country down little by little.
What are the odds, Dan? And I'm serious when I say this to you. What are the odds of a man having a son and a grandson who become president? What are the odds in that?
About zero.
And he had another one that wanted to be president. Thank God he had the personality of Hillary Clinton's gynecologist. He was depressed and didn't want to talk. Thank you very much, Dan. 312-642-5600.
This is the Shaun Thompson Show, where Democrats are always wrong, Republicans are seldom right, and politicians are never, ever to be trusted. On AM 560. The Answer.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom